Hello and welcome to my channel, Becoming Bev. In today's video, I'm going to share with you an event that I attended called C.A.V.E. C.A.V.E. is a van event put on by the Chicago area van enthusiasts. And at this event, my friend Dee met me there, and also another friend Rose popped in for a night. Dee and I had an absolute blast at this event, and I'll share more about our experience at the end of this video. But for now, I'm going to share with you 18 vans in 5 minutes. Kick back and enjoy. Dee and I had an absolute blast at this event. At C.A.V.E, they had several driving contests. Dee and I decided that we would just bring our lawn chairs over and be spectators for these events. And when we got there, several people were pressuring us, I guess, to join in on the events. So Dee dashed back over to the campsite, tidied up her van, and brought it over. But what they didn't realize when they were encouraging us to enter these events is what an advantage we would have because of Dee's tiny little Ford Transit van. Like, her driving maneuverability was very much intact compared to some of the bigger vans. So we killed it on the trophies on these events. We entered van jousting, which was basically Dee drove the van and I hung out the window with a pool cue, and we drove past hockey sticks that had little rings hanging from them, and my job was to get the pool stick through the little ring and take off with it. We also did spuds. I don't know what you would call this, spud stabbing, spudding. We used a pool stick with a nail on the end of it to stab the potato and knock it off into a 55-gallon drum. We did a slow drag race to see whose van would drive the slowest, or basically idle the slowest. Dee's van was hilarious. It took off like she was in a horse race. Needless to say, she did not win that one. We also entered the street sweeper competition, where we had a broom and we would roll the beach ball next to the van through an obstacle course. And then there were other games like giant Yahtzee and cornhole or bags. They have little contests during these events, and I'm very proud to share that Jennifer won Best Interior. It still kind of blows me away a little bit. I look at my van as one big crafting project. I'll end up doing a video at some point with all the things that I've handcrafted, you know, for the van. Many of you have asked me where I find these events at. So the truck-ins, like the van shows, those are listed at www.floridavanCouncil.com. But I did a quick Google search on van life events, and I found a couple of other websites that list different types of van events. I found vacavans.com, rvlifestyle.com, and chasingthewildgoose.com. So if you're looking for van events to find like-minded people, I think these 4 websites would be a good source for that. I hope to see you at one. And I think it would be a lot of fun to plan a van event at my campground, Fred Rock, next spring. Thank you for being here, and thank you for watching, and thanks too for the comments that you leave. I enjoy reading them, and I try to answer every single one. And I know some of you probably noticed this little thing right over here. So why not end the video with it? You keep watching and I'll keep posting content. This thing cracks me up every time.
To the stage. The funny thing is, these two live in their vans and they don't like to have a lot of crap with them. Guess what? Of course, I have to wait till everyone sits down. Second place, Spirit Spud, Bev and Dee. This is Miss. I'm never going to win a trophy ever.
All right, time to get a trailer for all the trophies.
For those of you who don't know, most of you do, this is Bev. She has a YouTube channel called Becoming Bev. It's all about the van life, but this is her third truck in now after Spring Fever and the Nationals. She's put up some great promotional videos for vanning, and her Spring Fever video has over 6,000 views. So she's showing 5,950 people that don't know about vanning, all about vanning. And this is her friend Dee, who has a YouTube channel called Lady Bugout, also doing the same thing. They both full-time live in their vans. They're leaving here tomorrow morning. They're going to Colorado to a van life event, which involves teams of 4 or 6 people getting a vehicle that's gutted, and they have a time frame to put an interior in it. Some are vans, some are school buses, they're an ambulance, whatever. But that sounds like a really fun time. But they're leaving tomorrow morning, hammer down for Aurora, Colorado. So thank you guys for coming here. And Dee, welcome to vanning. It's her first event.